Alright, so it's been practically a day since 2.4 did go up, and so with that meaning I've had practically a whole day to use Yunli now, and so today I'm here with my first impressions of Yunli. So I gotta say, before I get to the video, drop a like, drop a sub, hit the bell icon for more videos like this. If you summon on 4.5 shoe banner on ArcNets, comment what you got. I got pretty good summons. At around 50 I pulled shoe, and then at about 100 I got this multi right here. Pretty damn fire. But yeah, okay, anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so first, having the initial impressions were, I guess, waiting for Yunli, what I kind of thought. So it's pretty blatantly obvious that she was going to be the upgraded version of Clara. Everything she did, from the intimate counters, from the extra counters, having a inbuilt taunt, being able to have self-sustain, better multipliers, even the weak counter just being blast on its own, and then Intuit Cole being an absolute nuke. I already had really high expectations because, again, if you guys didn't know, I actually like using Clara. I had an E2 Clara that was pretty decently built, so anytime I did get the chance to actually use Clara, it was pretty fun, and she would always get the job done. I definitely did think Clara was one of the most, or I guess more slept on units, because not many people really use her, but she is really strong. And then you kind of take a character that was already really strong and make them that much better, and then you get Yunli. So because of those reasons, I was already expecting a good amount. Then we get some sort of a gameplay, obviously the creator server early access stuff that I did go ahead and watch some gameplay and seeing some stuff from that. Seeing her at E0 S0, seeing her at E0 S1, I was definitely like, yeah, this is going to be a really fun character. Seeing the damage she can do, seeing the sheer output you can get if you just time the ultimates correctly, getting into a call most of the times and just getting a lot of output out of the into a calls. And so I was pretty excited to try her out myself. So then finally comes yesterday where the banner release, got her to E2, got her to S1, and then I tried her on multiple different teams. I've tried her with Robin, I've tried her with Sustains like Aventurine, I tried her with Fuchuan, I tried her with my Full recently because if you guys don't know, I did pull Full in my summons, but I didn't build her because I didn't have the stuff to build her. I've been working on it, I'm still working on it. And then today I did actually end up spending a bit more. I got her Lycon and I also got her E1, which I won the 50-50 again, by the way, pretty fire. I lost the 75, but that was at 30 pity and that was also free summons from the event, so I wasn't that mad. But yeah, I won another 50-50, big W. And so the one you're seeing in this background footage right here is her at E1 S1. She's not done, she's not leveled, she's level 73. Her trace is at around level 6. She's missing one major trace. So there's still definitely room for improvement for that. But yeah, again, I've tried her with Wopo, Aventurine, Fuchuan, and then other character-wise, in Pure Fiction, I've tried her with Jade. Changing it around, I've tried her with Topaz. Supports-wise, I've tried her with Bronya, I've tried her with Sparkle, I've tried her with Robin. I've tried her with a very budget Ting Yun because my Ting Yun is not built. But I was able to give her Relics so she could at least get the job done. And so just mix and matching all these teams, getting to try her out, and my god, she is so fun to use. It's just so satisfying. The time the counter, you get the all off, they hit you, and then you just do this big into a cold counter. And you just see the damage, because I was like, okay. Originally, I wasn't that shocked from the damage. I'm like, alright, E2, seeing 150, 200k, not that much. And then eventually I sort of okay, let's play this a little differently. Get the right stacks, get the right support, have that up, and then I'm okay, alright, now that I'm playing this a little bit better, that damage skyrocketed to 400k. Or at least around that, so 200 to 400k. I've had times where she's hit for 600 to 800k and it's actually just insane. So just the whole playstyle of trying to keep the energy up and then timing the ultimate properly. There are some times where I mess up because there's sometimes I don't know if an enemy's attacking. For example, when you're fighting Argenti and sometimes he'll do the attack, or sometimes he'll buff one of the summon thingies. Sometimes him buffing the summon thingies kind of throws me off, and if you guys don't know, if you do all and the counter is up, if, let's say, your ally takes action or the enemy takes action and they don't actually hit you, then you get into a slash instead. So sometimes it's really awkward, but when you do get hit, it proxies into a call. Or if you get the into a slash once, then the next time becomes into a call no matter what, so there's that too. So that's my only little issue. Sometimes I get baited, but that's honestly something that you can just kind of work around anyways. But most of the time getting into a call anyways, timing the ultimate right before getting hit, and then launching this big counter attack that just does so much goddamn damage. It's just so funny to see the damage just absolutely shred through their HP. And I'm really glad they did give her that overcap mechanic where you have charges of the ultimate, so you can have up to 2 charges. Use it once, and then boom, you can get into a call-off, and then you can pop it again and get to it again, and that can absolutely just 2-shot a boss practically. The whole having the stacks on the ultimate is really good. I really wish they gave that to Argenti too. I think he could probably use that. But they gave it to Yunli, so at least they're learning. And it works really good on her because sometimes you want to hold it, sometimes you want to overcap it a bit, and then while you're holding the ultimate already, if you don't want to use it yet or you don't have a chance, you get the overcap, which can be really good. and then you can store that for the next time, and then when you do proc it once, it just uses that once, rather than using the full thing for more damage like Argenti does. So that's another very, very nice thing to have. Definitely makes her a lot more comfortable to use. And so just using her practically on any team is just really good. Robin is practically her best Harmony support, so she's mainly the one I use on every single team regardless. I do really like using Sparkle with her because of the self-sustain, so you're able to kind of spam that. I do know the crit damage kind of gets diluted a bit, but even then you're still getting a really big buff to damage anyways. And then also skill points on the team where it might become an issue. If you play it properly, it doesn't become an issue even without Sparkle. But it's just nice to have and you can just spam more with it. And then with Sparkle is how I get the highest damage just hit. Like one time I was doing a boss against Argenti, and it was just him, and the counter hit for 670k, and the team was something like Sparkle, Robin, Yunli, and it's either Aventurine or Boothill, I can't remember at the time. I had the same thing happen with a version of the team with Topaz. It's just really insane to see what the damage can do. It's also bounce, which kind of annoys me, because when there are multiple enemies, bounce can be kind of just eh. So that is practically my only gripe with Yunli, is just the thing being bounce. I am like prime #1 bounce hater, so I guess that kind of happens. But overall, very, very fun, a very, very flexible unit, lots of options. You just gotta kind of understand when to time the ultimate, so she's not like super, super difficult to use. She's not completely brain dead. She does have the safety net of when you get into a slash, so if you mess up, then you get into a cold next time anyways. But even then, you're still missing on a bunch of damage if you just rely on the safety net only. So having to use your brain a little bit and timing the right times to use the ultimate. Pretty big fan of that because it actually requires you to pay attention a little bit. So it's not just completely just turn off your brain, skill, 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 throw all without looking at anything, just go big damage, kill everything. Not saying it's super skillful, it's pretty like not like skillful that much at all. It literally just requires to watch the action order bar. And then if you do that, it's practically just all good. And then obviously timing your support buffs and all that such as well. So it's not like super, super skillful. You don't have to like play it and think of everything properly like something like using Boothill or something, where you want to properly build up the stacks and then properly use your stuff, manage skill points and all that. But it's not super, super brain dead where you just spam AoEs over and over, just spam the ult the moment you get it, kill everything, yep, and then go next. But overall, still very, very fun. And for, do I think she is like my favorite DPS or anything? And I'm not going to lie, I think she might be my favorite DPS right now. As I've already mentioned the reasons why, it's so satisfying just to prop the ultimate, get hit, and then have the Intuit Cole proc and just do this big hit of a counter attack. It just shocks you with how much damage it does every single time. Because I'm used to several counters where they do good damage, but they don't like do like nukes level of damage. And then the ult animation, or I guess the Intuit Cole animation, is just so satisfying just to see the sword slam down, hit a bunch of times, big damage, just seeing if there's a boss HP bar just down like 50% or higher. It's super satisfying, and I definitely think it is probably one of the most fun DPSs I've had to use in this game. I can't say for sure because there's also the times of using Danheng with Sparkle. That first time was pretty peak. Boothill was also very much up there as well. But I definitely think Yunli is tied, if not a little higher so far. Because again, it's just so satisfying just to see the numbers, see the animation, just slam down the sword, bunch of damage. And then her performance itself is really good. In Pure Fiction, she does really good. In Apocalyptic Shadow, not right now, because it's mainly break oriented right now. It's not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest in my opinion. And then remember in Chaos, she's completely fine. Argenti half just absolutely destroy him. So overall, very, very happy with the performance and also just very, very fun. But yeah, that's been the video. That is my first impressions on Yunli. So moral of it, very, 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 very satisfied. Definitely do not regret going for the E2 and S1. Definitely am probably not going to regret getting Ho-Ho up with the E1 and S1 for the Yunli team. Which obviously Ho-Ho is going to have her benefits on another team like Da and all that kind of stuff too. But the main reason I did it was for the Yunli team, just to get that stuff stronger. So probably not going to regret that. But again, yep, very fun. One of my favorite DPSs to use right now, if not my favorite. But if you guys did summon, let me know if you guys are enjoying using Yunli. I don't know how many people summon because we do have some crazy stuff coming out. A shocking amount of people are going to be summoning for Xiaochu, mainly because of the Acheron teammate. And then we have Fei Xia right after, then after her is Lingsha. And then we have some crazy reruns coming up like Black Swan. So I don't think many people are going to summon, but if you did, let me know. Let me know how much fun you're having with her and what you think of her performance. And yep, that's all I gotta say. Peace out.